Hey y'all, what is going on? Your girl is on the road tonight. I'm telling you, man, I cranked out one today and I'm back tonight. I'm getting my weight up. I'm getting my weight up, y'all. Y'all hear me? I'm getting my weight up. You know what I mean? But anyways, before I get started, I want to thank my advisor kings, my advisor queens, and my advisor honeys. Like, share, tell your family, come in, check me out, you know what I mean? And for y'all to just come in and hit my likey like, y'all know y'all want to hit that likey like, so hit that likey like, all right? Now listen, um, now, what y'all see on the screen, it says the chicken has come home to roost. Now, for those that don't understand what I'm talking about, I want to piggy bank a little bit off of Malcolm X. Okay, now the way these YouTube streets are and the way this shit is going around and stuff like that, you got to remember too. What goes around comes around. You know what I mean? Because a lot of motherfuckers is out there showing this, showing that, and all of that stuff. But you know what? You never know, that shit's gonna come back and bite you. So when somebody come back with some shit about you, don't get mad, don't get in your feelings and all of that shit, because they might find some shit out worse than what you found out about them. You know what I mean? So I just had to kind of I just kind of had to just, kind of did a little homework. And it says when one seeks out evil actions that catch up in a negative way, you know what I mean? And it's gonna happen. It's going to happen. You know what I mean? The chickens has come home to roost. So whatever you give, that person's gonna give back. And sometimes that person might give back a little bit more, but you know what? You got it coming. You got it coming. So get ready. So anytime y'all put that personal business out about somebody and this and that, just be on the lookout that it might come back, and it will come back to bite you, but it might come back a little bit harder. You know what I mean? So you just gonna have to eat that. You know what I mean? So I was like, let me just kind of get into this. And it says somebody that will want to be exposed as well. And you know how YouTube is. A lot of people get exposed every goddamn day on here. Every damn day. But when your shit starts getting exposed, you just gonna have to eat that. Because you know what? Because if you can expose that person has all the right to come back and expose you. I don't believe in doxing. No, I do not. But sometimes I can understand why a person, doxes another person, because that person been doxed and that person's tired of it. You know what I mean? So quite naturally, that person's going to dig deeper and deeper and deeper until they find something. And you know what? And then all hell's going to break loose. You know what I mean? Because I've always said that, it says you have to face the consequences of your mistakes or bad deeds. So whatever you do to that person, just be ready for payback. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Payback can be a motherfucker. You know what I mean? And that's what happens all the time on YouTube. That's exactly what happens all the time on YouTube. All of this shit is being leaked out about this person and that person and this person and that person and stuff like that. But you got some skeletons in your closet too. You know what I mean? You got some skeletons in your closet. And once somebody starts digging up shit about you, then you go on the offense side. Oh, well, you know what? Why they did that about, because you did that to them. You did that to them. You know what I mean? I don't think no one just outright and say, you know what, I don't like this person, I'm gonna dox them, and then I'm gonna no. It had to been something that you did to that person first. You did something to that person first. So whatever that person did to you, you get what you got coming. You know what I mean? So let me put these comments up. The chickens has come home to roost. I like that. I like that. Oh, Cam is back in here. Oh my God. You know what? Yeah. I always say let go and let God. I know that, but sometimes, you know what? I'm gonna tell you. Sometimes, I'm talking about these YouTube streets and stuff like that. You know, and how some of these people shit is just, just getting aired out and shit like that. You know what I mean? But it just goes back to, like I said before, you can't tell nobody nothing. You can't tell nobody nothing, not in secrecy. You know what I mean? And you thinking that person is gonna keep your secret? Hell no. Hell no, that person ain't gonna keep your secret, because they're trying to get their numbers up. They're trying to get their numbers way higher than yours. You know what I mean? And then the motherfuckers that do got high pages and got a lot of subscribers and this and that, there's always gonna be somebody in the wings. They're gonna be like, you know what? Let's knock this nigga off his high horse. He think he got this, he think he got that, and this and that. I'm gonna try to bring him down. I'm gonna try to bring him down. Why? Why? Why you want to bring that person down? That person worked for their channel. That person struggled for their channel, get their damn weight up. But you want to get your weight up, but you want somebody else to help you get the easy way. No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. Some of us been working on our channels for a long time, and some of us had our channels for a long time. Some people that should have been monetized is not monetized. That's all right. Still, don't throw rocks at them because they're trying to get their weight up. Maybe they're not, maybe they need to do a different approach. Maybe they need to find a niche. Everybody has a niche. You know what I mean? We just have to find it. We just have to find it. Like me, I'm still searching for mine. I'm not up in the big, big numbers. You know what I mean? I'm not up in the big, big numbers, but one day I hope to get there. But I'm going to keep on plugging away until I find my niche. And that's why I tell people, find your damn niche. You know what I mean? Stop worrying about what other motherfuckers have and stuff like that, because you never know what they doing behind the scenes. You don't know if them bitches is buying bots. You don't know if they buying views. You don't know if they buying subscribers. You don't know that. And really, it's none of your business, because whatever they do in the dark, it will come to light. So only thing I'm saying to y'all is get y'all shit going and get y'all shit popping and stuff like that. And leave the motherfuckers that got channels that's going somewhere, and I'm talking about the ones that's got big numbers and stuff like that. Stop hating on the motherfuckers. Stop hating. Get your shit on the road. Get your shit going. You know what I mean? Just like they had to do it, you got to do it too. You got to do it too. You can't expect to piggy bank off that person and this and that, because after a while, that person gonna be like, listen, I done did this for you. I done did that for you. And I'm telling you, I hear it. I'm telling y'all what, mark my words. All these motherfuckers that call themselves friends now, watch within another week or so, shit is gonna start turning. You're gonna start hearing some shit that's going on, and you're gonna be like, well, damn, I didn't know it was like that. And then the person that's been there, that's helping the motherfuckers, the people that you call yourself helping, they're gonna turn against you. They're gonna turn against you. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you the truth. They're gonna turn against you because they're gonna get jealous. They constantly, I'm pretty sure, looking at your numbers. You know what I mean? You may not even be on live. You may not even be on live, and they might say, you know what? Let me just check and see how many views he got. Or let me see how many subscribers did he get. No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Do you? Because I'm gonna tell you sometimes, and this is just me. It's just like this, y'all. I believe some people worry so much about those views, subscribers, and yeah, views, subscribers, and likes and all of that stuff. They get beside themselves and they start obsessing over that. Like, damn, how does nigga get this amount of nigga? How he get this? How he get that? How he get that? Because he's been out there working. He's probably been working behind the scenes, even when he's not even on live, or even when she's not on live. She studied building her channel. And she ain't even have to be in YouTube. She could be out and about, running around or whatever, and say, hey, listen, I got a YouTube channel. Check me out. Come, and then they just happen to come in and, and they see that, hey, yeah, I like this. I'm going to go tell my friend about it. I'm about to go tell my cousin or whatever about it. That's what you do when you do networking. You know what I mean? Hey, Patrick, how are you? That's what you do when you do that networking. You know what I mean? But a lot of motherfuckers, they want shit free. They want free. They want shit free and all of that stuff. But life ain't free, y'all. Life ain't free. Sometimes you gotta work. Sometimes you gotta work for what you got. And and doing this YouTube thing is hard work. It is. It's hard work. Because I used to say, like, how is it so easy for one person but so hard for another? I mean, and then it's like, what is going on? Because if we got the same amount of subscribers and the same amount of views, people in your live chat, then it should reflect in mine, and it should reflect in yours, and no, but it doesn't work like that, because maybe that person has probably been working behind the scenes, and the other people are probably just onlookers. You know what I mean? And they just looking through the bushes and stuff like that. But like I said, kudos to kudos to the people that's trying to get their channel up and going, and kudos to the motherfucker that's growing bigger and bigger and bigger. But just like I said before, the more subscribers you got, the more problems you're gonna have. That's just what it is. That's just like it is. The more money you make, the more problems you're gonna have, because it's always gonna be somebody that's gonna be saying, you know what? They're gonna be waiting on you to fail, to fuck up, to say something, or have something against you or something. And you know what? The roost has come. I mean, the chickens has come home to roost, because whatever you say about that person, and that person come back and have some dirtier shit on you, you're gonna have to eat that. You're gonna have to eat that. And sometimes it could cost you big. It could cost you big. But hey, that's the game that we play on YouTube. You know what I mean? That's the game that we play on YouTube. Like I said, run your damn channel, and don't worry about a motherfucker. You know what I mean? It kills me that people want to sit here and and judge other people and stuff like that, and you don't even know this person. You don't know shit about this person personally. And what kills me is a lot of these motherfuckers, they be like, I don't like that person. Well, why don't you like him? I don't know. You don't know. You gotta have a reason. I mean, did he hurt you? Did he hurt your wife? Did he do something to your kids? You know, did he do anything, or did she do anything? So why don't you like that person? You don't like that person because they're on YouTube? I guess so, y'all. I guess so. Oh, thank you, Patrick. I think that's my second. I think that's my second super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Hey, Miss Lenny. I see you, girl. Why you take your membership back? That's messed up. Y'all be taking y'all little memberships back. Y'all don't want to ride with the Visor Queen. I'm sitting up here. I'm plugging these videos out and stuff like that. Y'all don't want to hit no damn Cash App. Y'all don't want to hit no super kiss or nothing. You know what I mean? I'm thinking I'm showing y'all love. Y'all need to show me love back. You know what I mean? Because when we do these live streams, and I'm talking about all content creators, this is a damn job. We have to sit up here. We got to keep y'all entertained. You know what I mean? We got to keep y'all here so you won't be going there. But I know we all do it. We all do it. You know what I mean? We all sit, watch it for a minute, and then bam, we go and we come back, and then we go somewhere else down the street. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. um, what'd you say? Not on my watch. Anyway, I'm gonna drop the link, and in case anybody want to come up, because I still want to talk about. Remember now, if y'all was here today when I went live and I was talking about the recap from last night about the update about what did I say, spare the child or spare the rod or something like that. And just like I was saying, and I don't want people to think that, oh yeah, if she had a child. No, what I'm saying is that if I had a child, and and that person was like in his teenage years, and he was very disrespectful or something like that, and I could not handle him, he'd have to go. He'd have to go somewhere. Either he can go stay with his dad, or he would have to go, to the courts or something like that. Because see, discipline works. You know what I mean? And I know that when Trey was up here, the way he was talking and stuff, I could not understand. I couldn't grasp the things that he was saying, because he was saying that he don't believe in hitting a child or a teenager, whatever. He believes in talking. But okay, I understand that. I kind of understand that too. But some kids will try you. Some kids will try you. And nowadays, just to be honest with y'all, a lot of these kids are scared of their parents. I mean, a lot of the parents, excuse me, it's the other way around. A lot of the parents are scared of the kids. For that's just what it is now. A lot of the parents are scared of their kids. You know what I mean? And believe it or not, you know, and I just never understood, when he was like, yeah, I went to you know a preppy school. I lived in a residential area, and I'm pretty sure, see, he never grew up in the hood. He never probably got into any fights or anything like that. So I just kind of label him as one of those preppy dudes and stuff like that. So when he was saying that, it kind of made me think like, okay, and this is true, y'all, for y'all, that can understand what I'm saying. Even a puppy, you got to train a puppy. You know what I mean? And how you train a puppy is you take a little newspaper and you whack him on his nose when he pee on the floor. That's a discipline. But I guess he didn't believe in nothing like that. He didn't believe in spanking. He didn't believe in whacking. He didn't believe in anything. He just believed in talking. So my thing is that you could talk, but sometimes that talking don't work. Sometimes you got to go and you got to get that belt. Sometimes you got to get that shoe. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people probably don't agree. I know a lot of people don't agree, but I do know too, from last night, the recap from last night, it's a lot of people in there say, yes, I got whippings. I got whippings, I got spankings and shit like that. You know, time out in a black folks home from Alabama, you know, that didn't happen in my household. We didn't get timeouts. We got whippings. You know what I mean? We didn't know what timeout was. I'm just gonna tell you. Hey, how you guys doing? I see it's a lot of new faces in here, so please hit that likey like, hit my likey like, okay? Hit my likey like, and also subscribe to the channel. My numbers as far as my subscribers, they're kind of going through the roof. Thank God for that. I guess, hey, you keep on being persistent and keep plugging it out, you know, you'll get there. I'll get there. you know. But anyway, so like I was saying, just kind of recapping, mm, from what I was saying last night, and then when I came in today, I really, we started getting on to other stuff, and this argument and all of this stuff. I mean, it was cool. I didn't care. I didn't care because when you're over here to my house, you could rock out. I don't care. You know what I mean? If you want to scratch, if you want to drag, if you want to do what, only thing I ask you is don't show no personal information to somebody else's. You know what I mean? And especially if they're not in the chat. Now, if they're in the chat and if they come up on panel or something like that, I would ask them, would it be okay? And if they say no, don't do it, then that person would not do it. And if that person did do it, that person will get kicked off my live stream so fast. You know what I mean? Ask DJ. Anyway, let's see who else is in here. Hey, what is going on? Trey. Trey's back here, y'all. Trey, what's going on with you? Huh? Preppy boy. Preppy boy. Now, I ain't going to start with you, Trey, because I don't want I don't want you to call yourself trying to come up here and get on me and stuff. But I was just amazed on what you had said. But you know what? I can understand that too, because, you didn't grow up in the hood. You didn't grow up in the hood, and and it is what it is. You know what I mean? And you probably never got into no fights or anything like that. And yeah, so let me put up some of these comments, y'all. Okay, I'm not against spanking, but the problem is you have to start when they are young. Yes, you do. You have to start when they're young. You have to start just like a puppy. Just like a puppy. When to discipline a puppy, you got to take that newspaper and you got to hit that puppy on his nose. And you got to rub his nose in his piss. And that way he ain't gonna do it no more. You know what I mean? When you got a child and stuff, yeah, you got to discipline them at an early age. So when they get bigger, I mean, when they're up in their teenage, when they're up in their teenage years, they're gonna know not to try you. And sometimes a parent, they don't even have to put their hands on a kid. That look alone do it. You know what I mean? That look alone is almost like worse than a butt whipping, because the only thing a parent got to do is give you that look, and that look saying, "Hey, I don't play that shit. Go sit your ass down somewhere." And the kid, they don't have this, nothing else to say. They gonna go sit their asses down because of that look. You know what I mean? If you instill that discipline and kind of not fear, but kind of like don't test me type of look, you probably won't have no problem with that kid. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. You know what I mean? And and I know a lot of people probably think that, oh, well, she don't know what she's talking about. Oh, okay. Well, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't, but I just know, people that I know that have kids and stuff like that. And I see how they are, and I see that, when they're home, they act totally different at home. But when they're out in public, some of them kids, they want to show out, especially in the grocery store. They want to show out. You know what I mean? And sometimes mamas, sometimes they go in on their kids, or sometimes they don't have to do that. They don't have to do that, because the only thing the mama do is just look, give that kid a look, and that kid is settled right down because he already knows the look. He knows, don't try me, because you know what's gonna happen if you do. You know what I mean? So yeah. Um, but anyways, let me see something. Donna, you want to come up? You want to come up, Donald? Donald, do you got are you in a relationship with somebody? I want to know, Donald. you gotta come up and tell me. Donald, are you in a relationship with somebody now? What's really going on now? Because I need to know. I need to know what's going on. I'm gonna drop the link down, and you can tell me what the heck is going on. Are you in a relationship? Oh God. All these damn relationships are going on YouTube. Mm-mm. You know what I mean? But it's so messed up, because relationships on YouTube, it's not really good to have, because the minute motherfuckers get in your business, that's it. That is it. You know what I mean? And sometimes, and this is just what I'm saying, is sometimes motherfuckers, when you do get in a relationship, and the guy thinks that, oh, wait a minute, you're supposed to be in a relationship now. That YouTube shit is supposed to be cut off. Bullshit, motherfucker. If I'm getting my money out of YouTube, and YouTube is my source of income for right now, and you telling me that I can't be on there, I gotta get off because you don't want me on there anymore because we supposed to be a couple. Fuck you. You know what I mean? And it happens just like that. It happens just like that. A motherfucker think, because, okay, you know what, all right, well, we a couple, and we trying to get something started, so now that we're a couple, you got to get off of YouTube now, and and just see to me. Fuck you, especially if I'm making good bread too. Shit. you know and for some of us, I mean, I'm not up there with the big timer, but I think I do okay. I think I do okay. But I'm gonna tell you though, if I do meet, a nice guy and shit like that, and he's a content creator just like me, we gonna have to talk about it. We gonna have to talk about it, bitch. You ain't telling me to get off. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. You stay. If you got a channel, you run your channel. Let me run mine. I won't come over to you, and you won't come over to me. I think that that's the best thing too. You know what I mean? That's just me, y'all. That's just me. You know what I mean? Um, but anyway, let me see something. Um, so anyway, I think I dropped the link. So if anybody want to come up and stuff and hang out and talk to your girl. Uh, what'd you say? Not on my watch. Not on my watch. What you been up to? What's going on with you, girl? Huh? What's going on with you not on my watch? I ain't been seeing you into any beefs lately, so that's good. That's good. um. So yeah, I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't know what y'all talking about. Patrick, if you want to come up, you can. Thank you again for that super kiss. I appreciate it. Oh, here preppy boy, preppy. What's going on? What's
Miss
going
Brown,
on, preppy?
Miss Brown, I think you have a misconception of
Oh, use the damn too. Use the damn.
what I was trying to convey to you last night, but unfortunately, you ran with a narrative
You
and
know
tried to
what?
flip
You
it
know what
on
I
me.
don't understand about you, Trey?
What's that,
Because
ma'am?
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you like this. You you called yourself doing a goddamn lynch mob on Candy ass when you thought that she said the N word, right?
Candy,
Remember? I mean, you came up here and was saying this, talking the same shit about Miss Brown. How can you have a racist in your thing? Miss Brown, how can you do that? Miss Brown, how can you do that? And then you turn around and you do the same thing to Erica. What is going on with you?
Miss Brown, you gonna let me speak freely?
Go ahead.
So, what I was trying to convey to you last night was this, right? If you raise your child and you love your child, you talk to your child, then when a child turns 7, 8, 10, 12, you won't have any problems with your daughter or son. Parenting starts from the beginning, from birth, right? And now if you're the type of parent, you're smoking weed, you're bringing drugs into the house, you have men coming in and out of your house, of course the child is going to pick up on that. But if you're a good parent and your child did something wrong, then you can sit there and talk to your child without putting your hands on that individual. That's the only thing I was trying to say to you last night.
But then again, like I told you before, that worked in your household. But when you're brought up in a black Alabama family, it don't work like that. That's
Ms.
what I was
Brown,
trying to tell you.
that's subjective. You can only speak for yourself because you don't have data to support what you're saying right now. What I'm saying to you, based on your experience growing up in an Alabama household, that's what you experienced as a young black child. So
and
you
and
can't.
and I see what
Okay,
you experienced as a young black boy. I get that, but your experience to me seems like you was more from the the preppy, the suburban area and stuff like that. That's what I get from you, Trey. Is that you grew up in a suburban area, a really nice area and stuff like that. Probably where them them blue people probably picked up their dog poop and all of that stuff. But I'm strictly
I
from the
grew up in a
hood.
black. I grew up in a residential area with black people on my block, man. So I don't want you to insinuate anything or make run with a false narrative that Trey Vlogs live with a bunch of white people. No, that's not the situation. What I'm saying to you is this: if you hit your kid and they call the police on you, you're going to get arrested. So it doesn't make any sense to hit your child and then you have the law and you got to go through the criminal justice system and then you end up with a record that you can't get a job. That doesn't make any sense. So what I'm
All
trying
right,
to
but let
say,
me ask you something, Trey.
okay,
What if okay, now you saying the way you disciplined your daughter, okay, I get that. But what if your daughter would have just knocked the living grits out of your ass? Would you hit her back? Or would you just be like, you know what,
my
just
daughter would
kind of let it go?
my daughter wouldn't hit me because you know what, my daughter would have respect for me as a father. So I would never expect my daughter to put her hands on me as a father. If I present myself in a respectable way, my daughter is going to pick up on that, and she's going to have respect for herself at the end of the day. So I'm not worrying about that at all. It's all about parenting. You have to understand that most black households don't have the don't have their fathers, don't have their mothers. Some of them are raised with their grandmothers, and they go out there and they get attached to the gang and then end up doing criminal acts and they find themselves in juvenile detention center or going through the criminal justice system. I see this every single day. So what I'm
So
saying to
you just
you,
said you work with them, right? You work with those type of kids.
yes, absolutely. What I'm trying to say to you, if you start from the beginning, from birth, and you raise your child, you talk to your child, you wouldn't have to put your hands on them because they're going to know. Once you give them that look, they're going to know, okay, I mean business.
Right, I know the look. Right, I was just breaking down that look. The look, I know.
So,
But
all
but
right,
I'm talking about
you
the teenagers though, Trey. What about the 14 and the 15-year-olds? I mean, even getting back to Miss E, when we were discussing yesterday. I'm just gonna say Miss E. Getting back to her situation and stuff. She probably just went over the deep end, and before she knew it, she was caught up. You know what I mean?
Ms. Brown, you're missing the main objective. Parentage starts from the birth of your child. So somewhere down the line, that individual did something wrong. When did something wrong, and so the next thing you know, that child grew up not having respect for that individual, right? Because parenting, keep this in mind, starts from the beginning, right? When that baby comes home from the hospital, your parenting begins. So that's the only thing I'm trying to say to
Well,
you.
you know what I heard. You know what I heard, Trey. Don't get beside yourself. But I heard that sometimes you have to install fear in a child at a young age, like at 2, 3. You have to, you know, is that true? Probably not with you, but that's what I heard. That you have to put fear into that child.
I'm not going to say fear. You just have to reason and talk and understand the person that you're trying to raise. That's the only thing I'm trying to say to you. I'm not saying that if your child goes out there and, so for example, if he ends up smacking the crap out of their mother, of course you're gonna have to do something back to that individual or get that person out of your house. But I'm not the type of person that's gonna raise my daughter and just, oh, my daughter did something wrong or she's out of control, then I'm just gonna sign my daughter over to the court system. No, I'm not gonna do that. Because when you go through the court system and then child ends up in a group home or foster care, guess what? They turn out to be worse. So
Mm.
as a parent, you have to stick with your child and guide them through the trials and tribulations and not give up on them. That's all I was trying to say to you.
Not give up on them. No matter if they're out there now, they running with the wrong crowd. You still gotta try to pull them back.
Absolutely. You're the
Oh,
parent.
heck no. Sometimes that'll work. I'm not okay. Sometimes it might work, and sometimes I don't know. Hey, Nurse P, how are you?
Salute. I had to come up here because I get both sides, but it's the truth in between. I have three black boys. I have a 20-year-old, I have an 18-year-old, and I have a 15-and-a-half-year-old, all boys. So I think I know a thing or two about kids. um, Miss Brown is right to some extent, and Trey is right to some extent, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Parenting does start at birth. I don't want to hear, oh, you're young or whatever, but again, kids don't come with an instruction manual either. No, parenting is not come with instruction manual. You're going to make mistakes. I do believe that you need to base the discipline off each individual kid. I was raised in a home somewhat what Miss Brown is talking about, where my grandma used to sit on the porch and braid switches. My dad had a razor strap. He was a Navy SEAL. He ran his house a certain way, and that's a certain way it was. We were not. And see, another thing I heard you reference the judicial system. Trey, go to jail. I wish anything I had would call the police on me. Okay, that's where I think a lot of these kids are out of control right now because it's a thin line between discipline and abuse, and people need to get to know the two because that's how a lot of these kids are ending up in the system. I don't work with these kids as well in a certain way. So I know how they end up in the system. And it comes from parents. It don't matter if it's a one or two family household, parent household. If you don't get to know your kid individually and come up with a discipline based on each individual kid, it will not work. I have one son, my 20-year-old, I never had to touch, barely even had to raise our voice at. My second one, oh, we had several wall-to-wall counseling conversations before he got through his head. I'm the parent and he's not. My youngest one, it had to come a different form of discipline because traditional whoopings or even talking to him did not work because that little boy been grown since he came out. So we had to come with an alternative form of discipline. But the point is, you have to get to know each individual child and base that discipline off each individual child. And whoopings does not always work. Straight up parenting and talking to them does not always work. I'm telling y'all, I don't even scream and holler and take away devices anymore. I change Wi-Fi passwords. That's what I do. I change Wi-Fi passwords because that's the end of the world for these kids these days.
Yep, I agree.
You have to listen to your kids. You have to talk to your kids. But then again, my dad was a Navy SEAL. He passed away 12 years Navy SEAL, and I run my house exactly
Right,
almost the
right.
way he ran
Nurse,
his.
wait a minute, Nurse P. I don't mean to cut you out. Let me just holler at Candy real quick.
Mhm.
Candy. I don't know what you're talking about, girl. But I was not talking about you. I think I was kind of going into some of the stuff that me and Trey was talking about yesterday. So I don't know what you're talking about.
She's
So
talking
Oh.
if
about
you
when
got a
you.
problem, and you want to come up here and address me, then you already know you're welcome to.
She's talking about when you made reference. You did the comparison between Candy and Erica Kelly.
Oh.
That's what she's talking about.
Yeah, I run my house. This is a dictatorship, not a democracy. See, a lot of parents, I don't care how old the kid is in my house, ain't nothing I'm not going to be able to privy to or see if I don't want to see it. But then again, you got to give your kid respect too and show them how to respect
Absolutely.
others. You cannot just demand respect and not give it out. And that's the household I came from. It was demanded and it wasn't given. And you could give a kid all the whoopings in the world. My sister used to get her butt tore up. And guess what? That's why I learned whoopings sometimes do not work. You have to figure out what discipline needs to happen for which kid. I'm not totally against whoopings. I didn't use it. But you got to
Mm-hmm.
get to know your kid to
Right.
figure out what works and what works. And you can't start parenting when they're a lot of problems with most of these kids. Parenting starts at preteen and teen when they get bigger than you and stronger than you, and then you want to start disciplining. That don't work. That don't work when they bigger than
Mm-hmm.
you and they start getting views and stuff, and you done let the iPad video game raise them all this time. That do not work at all. I'm just saying it from experience. But I get what both of y'all saying. There's some truth between both of y'all. I grew up in a household where whoopings did work. Whoopings were implemented and they did not always work. But I
Right.
but I just
Yeah.
think we went left with, oh, if your mom or dad discipline you cost 696 or kids or whatever laws in your certain state or whatever. And I think that is crazy because sometimes when kids are not around you, I always question the behavior. If my kid did something, I always question why or ask them, did they do it? You never say what your kid won't do when you're not around because you don't know. And I think a lot of parents that jump to these kids' defense all the
Right.
time, they're enabling the behavior and that behavior escalates and becomes worse and worse and worse. That's just how I see it. So that's all I
Yeah.
like to say. But I see what y'all talking about on both fronts. So
I was just kind of when when Trey said that he never got a whipping. He never got a whipping with no belt, no shoe, no nothing.
my
I'm like,
oldest one
wow.
never did. I never had to touch him. My oldest son that's 20 years old, he never got a whooping. I can
There
count
you
on one
go.
hand. I can count on one hand how many times me and my husband even had to raise our voice at that one. But that's
Mm.
him. The second one, like I said, between ages of maybe 5 and maybe 10, we had to have several wall-to-wall counseling conversations because he had to realize that we're more stubborn than him. But it was talking in that too. Also, if you were going to spank or whoop your child, you got to tell them what they did and and you got to implement a plan on how to correct their behavior because
Mhm.
just whooping them and not telling them what they did, and like you said, when they act up in public. Nuh-uh. My motto is where you act up at is where you get it at. We ain't gonna wait till we get home or in the car and I forget and you done forgot what you done did. No,
Right,
that's not gonna
exactly.
happen. That's not gonna happen. So that's what I'm saying. It needs to be corrected. But whoopings are not always and spankings are not always the answer. You got to figure out what kid you're dealing with, what mannerism you're dealing with, and go from there. Go from there. Because my oldest one, he's 20, and he tell you he never had a whooping, barely even been hollered at. So
Thank you, Nurse Speed. You just
yeah,
proved my point.
you just got to go on the kid for real. My last
Yeah,
one,
okay.
whoopings wouldn't work at all. His dad tore him up one day. He came from school. He did something in school. He tore him up, and that little boy came. It made me a light bulb go off in my head with him. He came in the room with tears running down his face, and he said, "Daddy, you whooped me, and it really hurt. But what did it solve? You didn't tell me what I did wrong." And that's when the light bulb clicked in my head. Like, this ain't gonna work. It's not working. We need to find some alternative form, and
Right.
it works.
Okay. Okay.
So you just got to figure it out. So I get it from both sides, but that's all I want
Right.
to say.
But you know what though? It seemed like too, you could whip a child and they get used to the whoopings and it still don't phase them.
My sister was like that. That's why I learned from my parents' behavior. That's why you got to learn from what our parents did and try to not eliminate it completely, maybe, but maybe alter it. Maybe try to listen what's going on and look what's going on. Because my sister got whoopings to no kingdom come and still did whatever the hell she wanted to do, how she wanted to do it. So that just not going to work. Whoopings just don't work. So I get it from both sides. But you also got to be a parent. Now, I don't want to hear I was young or whatever. I had all my boys before I was 22 years old.
Thank you.
So I don't take, they young as an excuse either.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was young too. And I grew up literally with my boys. And they don't come with instruction manuals, no matter how old or young the parent is or the kid. You have to figure out, and you need to listen. And y'all better listen while these kids on this video game, because this technology, like we hear on YouTube, that's a new form of people coming in. These kids don't care if you take their cell phones or whatever. They don't even talk on the cell phones. They talk over the PlayStation. They talk over the PlayStation. They don't care. That's why I don't holler. I don't scream. I don't take devices. I change Wi-Fi passwords. That's
You
what I
take
do.
their video games. You take their money. You don't send them on trips. You don't do nothing with them.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta hit them where it hurt. Like my youngest one, he likes crypto, stocks, and building robotics. So that's how I hit him where it hurts.
So you take something away. You take something away that they you didn't say that. You didn't say that, Trey, when I asked you yesterday.
My daughter is 8.
Okay. So I know you saying you don't spank her or anything, but so you
Absolutely not.
you do timeout.
But you do know, Patricia, like every man wants a boy, but every man needs a daughter. Like me and my dad. That I have wrapped around my finger, like for real. Girls tend to have men wrapped around our fingers, so the fathers, and it's vice versa. Like in my house, I could do nothing wrong. With boys, I could do nothing wrong with all boys. Like it goes both ways. But like he said, his baby she 8, so it depends.
Okay. Hey, Miss Lakers, how are you, girl?
How are you?
Hey, Miss Lakers.
I'm good, girl. You want to chime in or what?
So you know what I always said? All children are different, and everything don't work with this same child, because like my dad never with me, but I swear when I did something wrong, he sat me down, talked to me, not screaming and yelling, but actually just talked to me, and he asked you a question like, what made you do what you did, and you think that was a good decision. I end up crying like I got a whoop because I know I hurt my dad and you know what I'm saying? So, but to say these kids don't whoop these kids nowadays, if you see these kids nowadays, they whooping their parents nowadays. They unruly, they out, they drinking, they smoking. They don't have juvenile detention centers for nothing. They don't have juveniles committing murders and stuff for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And you cannot always blame the parents for what these children do, because some of these kids come up in some of the best homes and go to some of the best schools, and still, God gave us free reign, free will. You choose to make the right or wrong decision. So no matter how you raise somebody, you can't say it's always the parents' fault for kids going astray and doing what they want to do. It's not always the parents' fault.
That's true, Queen.
You
Like,
know,
but when
and
you in
then
my
what
house,
about when the parents? What about when you the parents and you get killed by the kids and never whoop them a day before your life? What about that?
when you in my house, I don't care what you do when you get out of my house. When you're in my house, you're gonna do what I want you to do, how I want you to do it, or you can get out. Like you said, you got free will, you can get out. This like one of my son's friends gonna say was shocked. Friend's mom was shocked, talking about he still let you see his phone. What do you mean let? Ain't nothing in my house I pay or did not pay for that I cannot get into or see. Like for real, like parents need to take their power back. Like I understand a lot of parents don't
But you
have
know
that
what?
will.
696 kids made it so hard for parents
It
nowadays,
did.
though. So
But you know
hard.
what? One time, 696 came out to my mama's house because my sister cut school, and my mama told her butt up. And she came out to the house because we was light skinned. She had marks on her arms and legs. And the woman said came out to the house, and my mama cussed her out and asked her what the hell she was here for, and told her she cut school. I disciplined her. If you don't like the way I disciplined her, she's like she can go upstairs and pack her clothes right now. You can take her with
And
you. I
go
said,
with y'all. Right.
I'm gonna
Absolutely.
discipline my
But
kid.
you can whoop your child legally. You only supposed to hit them on the behind, though. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to hit them nowhere but on the behind. But like I said,
Look,
it's not.
when you discipline the kid,
Yeah,
be
I
your
know when
kid. You
I
don't care
came up,
who
you
it
got
is.
hit whatever. You got hit with a shoe
Mhm.
flying across the room and everything. My grandma was very firm. You had to go outside and get your own switch and everything. I'm just
I just
saying
be
now,
in jail.
Yeah,
to
somebody
say
said they
that,
even had to braid the switches.
My grandma
yeah.
used to sit on the
But
porch
it,
and braid the switches.
But it says the spirit of ride spoil the child. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on you, that child, and y'all relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So and it just depends. And then some kids are just gonna be, but like it says, I'm telling you, you can do everything by what you see. There's no way to be a perfect parent. I mean, they
Nope.
write these books. Even if you
Right.
follow a book on how to raise a child, I guarantee you that child can still go astray because
Yep.
once you get your own mind and you start making your own decisions, you're gonna do what you want to do
Yeah,
and
but you
don't
ain't gonna
care.
do it in my house. That's all
No,
I'm
you
saying.
might
You
not
ain't
do.
gonna do
I'm
it in
just
my
saying though,
house.
you might not do it in your house. But people talk about, oh, if you beat a child, they grow up to have this problem, that problem. That's not always the truth. You know what I'm saying? My dad never whooped us, but my mom, you would get a spanking. It wasn't no beating or nothing. You know what I'm
But it's a
saying?
difference between
But
discipline and abuse, though, and I think that's what
right,
people have
yeah,
to
and
misconstrue.
but to say that you should never have to spank a child, like you have to teach, even spank a child when they're young, because they're gonna touch a stove, they're gonna touch the outlets on the wall. You have to, grab their hand and say no. Any form of whether it's whooping or talking to is still discipline. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So all children have to be disciplined in some way, form,
Mm-hmm.
or another. But you don't have to beat a child now. But they do
No.
have to. They have to be disciplined. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, discipline it depends on the child. Cause you can just talk to some kids, and some kids talking don't work.
Exactly.
Right,
That's the
right,
point I'm
Some
trying
of
to
you
exactly.
make.
gotta go upside their head, but you better go upside their head because if not, they sure will go upside yours nowadays.
Oh yes, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
You
I
gotta
heard
get
about
them.
that because there was this lady on YouTube. Her son beat the stuffing out of her.
No,
She was
no.
up there crying. She had a black eye, busted lip.
See,
She was like, "I just don't know what happened. He just went crazy
Miss
and just
Brown,
started pounding on me."
y'all will
And
see.
then what about
I'm sorry. Go
they go to
ahead.
school and beat up on the teachers? Not man, it's just these kids
Mm-mm.
nowadays out of control. And
Y'all
like
will
I
see
said,
her.
they
She
can
in jail.
yeah. And then now that people be like, oh, my child would, how many kids I defend or teenagers or young men. Oh, my son that would never do such a thing,
And
but they
that's
got
the
him caught
problem.
on videotape and everything. Oh, he didn't do that. Well, who is that? Who the
That's the
heck is that?
problem. That's the problem. He ain't do. You don't never say what your kid don't do when they ain't around
Because
you.
they'll do anything when they're not around you because they think, let me tell you, the only thing I think like really kept me straight and narrow as a kid, well, I had a fighting problem, but besides that, like I didn't go to school and act out and all that stuff like that. But because I always had in the back of my mind, like, when you grow up in a spiritual, I ain't gonna say religion, I'm saying a spiritual home, you get taught that no matter what you do, God can see you no matter where you at. You know what I'm saying? So even if I don't see you, God see what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So like kids be like, oh wow, your parents not here. You can do this. I'm like, oh no, I'm not gonna do that. I wouldn't tell nobody why I wouldn't do it though. But that would be the reason because like I always had a fear of God. You know what I'm saying? As a kid coming up, you know,
My
it
dream
was.
was different. I had a mama act like Medea, and I had a daddy that was a Navy SEAL, so I thought they were everywhere.
And my dad was in the military and a cop too, but I had my dad wrapped around my finger though. You know what I'm saying?
I did too.
But that still didn't make a reason for me to be bad. You know, I grew up in a very loving home. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But I didn't have to discipline. I mean, I didn't have to spank my children or with my children coming up. My children, you can talk. My kids were soft feelings like me. You can talk to my kids and they were boo hoo. You know what
See,
I'm saying?
see, not
I
me.
didn't
See,
have to yell.
I have three different mannerisms, and I always even tell the teachers, give them a weather report on each individual kid because they mess up and base my first kid. I'm telling you, never had to really scream at, never had to touch. Second one, he's a little crazier. Had to have several wall-to-wall conversations with him when he was little. The third one's a different breed. I tell the teachers all the time now he knows to be respectful. If you tell him that y'all not talking, y'all done with talking with about something, he knows to go sit down and be respectful. But if you get into an argument with him, and you will lose, don't call me after you lost the argument. In fact, he
Oh
was
no, see,
asking
I
straight
wish one of
blogger
my
with
kids would argue with a teacher. None of that. But you know, what I realized, what I didn't do, that I thought that this is just how I raised my children and my grandchildren. I don't believe in telling a child that they're bad when they're young. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe when
it.
you tell a child something, they start being what you say they are. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I never said they was bad. You know, that was cute. I didn't let my child, you know, mind grown people business. They had to stay in their place. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't, you know, like when we had company over, my kids did not have. They was not entertaining our company with us. You know, some people let their kids be like right there in, know, the mix when they have adult people over. You know, I
Hmm.
feel like kids should stay in children's place. And I never said what my kids would and would not do when they went to school. You know what I'm saying? I never went there and, you know, downgrade the teacher to make my child feel like if the teacher tell me something, I'm going to whoop the teacher's behind. You know, you just do what you want to do. You know, so there's a lot of things. And then, like when kids small and they curse and stuff, people are like, oh, that's so cute. No, it's not cute when they cuss and when they little. You know, and then people don't realize everything a child see when they like 1 to 5 is like well from birth to 5. They're like a sponge. You might not think they paying attention to what you're doing, but they see and mock everything that they see.
Right.
You know
They
what I'm saying?
mirror,
So you
the
have to
crowds mirror what they see you do. Yeah, that's what they do. They mirror what they see their parents do. You're
yeah, so
absolutely
you have
right.
to watch what you do around your children, you know, when they come up or whatever.
Right, right, exactly. Yeah.
So also that's what I was saying, Ms. Brown. I see it from all sides. I don't play that. Like I know kids could go bad and do what they go straight, and for the knock on wood, pretty much I have good boys. But you have to start parenting them when they're little. Don't let the iPad and video game, and actually talk to them. Because one of my son's friends, my middle son's friends, it kind of like got to me one time. He came over and I just asked them how was school, and then I go beyond it. I asked them what they do in school and how are you? And he said he told my son, he was like, Dad, I wish my mommy would talk to me. And come to find out his mommy, but she's so tired with working and stuff, and I get that we all tired, but she'll just go up in her room and not say nothing to him and just drop down. And at least you need to ask your kid how are they doing.
How was their day? Yeah. And that's nothing like when the internet came about, so many people at the internet raised their children. You know what I'm saying? That was another thing that was bad. We didn't have internet, you know, we actually had to go outside and play. When I was a kid, it was no house on the internet, on the computer, on the the laptop. When no computers even out when I was a kid, you know, so we
But
actually went outside and
technology,
played. Yeah,
that is
technology
big
like
right
changed
now.
a whole lot. Yeah.
Me and my son, my oldest son, is exactly well, he would have been born a month. He would have been born after my 18th birthday, but he decided to come exactly a month before my 18th birthday. So we're almost exactly 18 years apart. So, but the technology jump from just that short time span is tremendous. I gave him an extra sketch one day. he was going on a campus trip, and he asked me, "What am I supposed to do with this?" And I'm looking at him like, I used to spend hours playing with this thing.
But see, you don't have to introduce them to it. You know what I'm saying? They might have to use it like in school,
Mhm.
and stuff like that. But you don't have to let it be part of their life when they at home. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't monitor it; they just let them have it. You know what I'm saying?
But
And
now
these
them
kids
kids,
come out days nowadays
mhm,
born know how to work a cell phone.
mhm,
Better than grown up stuff. But yeah, but that's all I'm saying. I'm about to go back down and chat and chill though. But yeah, I believe sometimes you have to discipline the child
mhm,
thinking, and some of them you don't. You can just talk to. It just depends on the child. But you
mhm.
not discipline a child.
Now,
You
Miss
can.
Lakers, did you take a belt to your kids, or you didn't even have to do that?
Oh no, I didn't have to. Okay, now when they was coming up, they got popped, on their hands and stuff like that. To teach them not to touch, the stove or not to, mess with the outlet, to stick their little fingers here and there, and not to climb up on this and that. You know what I'm saying? They might got popped on their legs and popped on their hands, but my kids was pretty much, well mannered that I didn't have to put a belt to mine. And I'm gonna say this, and it's just me. I don't believe in physical punishment. I don't. I don't believe that. I don't feel like, and because my dad talked to me, I feel like this. My kids pretty much had stuff. So like, I would put my kids had, cable box and televisions in their bedrooms, right? So when they was on the punishment, I would roll the cable box. I would unplug the cable box from the wall, unplug the outlets, wrap the cords around, the TV and stuff, and roll a cart out into the hallway. And they could not go in nobody else's room and watch television either. So they punishment would be sit in a room, read a book and write me a book report on that book that you're reading. You know what I'm saying? So I know that you
Okay.
actually read it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they punishments was a little different. And it actually worked with my children, and stuff for the ones that end up being geeks. They liked it to be in the room, so they didn't give a
Mhm.
heck about that.
That's what I
So
was gonna
those
say.
right there, I would throw them outside. Go outside somewhere. Go ride a bike. Go do this and go do
Mhm.
that. You know what I'm saying? So different kids require different
That's
things.
what I was
You know
saying.
what I'm saying? So some of my kids actually had to put outside. That was a punishment to go outside because they had come right
Mhm.
back. I don't want to be outside. Can I come in the house? No, go outside and go play. Go do something. Go do something.
That's
Go
what I
make a
got
bomb.
it from.
I'm just saying, don't make a bomb, but go outside somewhere. So it like I said, every child is different. It just depends on. But I never had to take a belt and discipline, do physical discipline to my children. No.
I did my second,
Well,
but it should be. Hey, my thing is, if you get a kid when they're little, I'm not talking about one or two, because kids gonna do stuff one, two, three. But when they little, when you before they become teenagers or bigger than you, where they could overpower you or whoop your behind, you should have your kid already where you shouldn't have to use physical discipline in order to get them to do what you want them to do, because you be done had them disciplined them enough during that time to be able to even look at them or talk to them, and they know what you expect out of them.
yeah, my mom was so. I'm gonna say my mom was so firm that if she looked at you, you know what that meant. You know what I'm saying? She didn't have to even say nothing. My mom was the firm person in our home. You know what
That's
I'm
what
saying?
I am.
And I'm gonna say I got a whooping one time, and it was because I talked smart back to a teacher. And I knew I was wrong, but you know how you. I'm gonna just say this. You know how you show off.
Hmm.
You show off, and I got smart with the teacher, and I paid for it dearly when I got home. I paid dearly for it, and I just, that was something I didn't like. I experienced it, and it was something I didn't want again. So I didn't do anything again that would cause me to have to my mom to step in and move my dad to the side and was like, I'm finna handle this right here. You know what I'm saying? So I just never did anything again. I never wanted to be spanked again. I didn't like that feeling. I felt, and I'm gonna just say this: after I had never, I think I was probably like maybe about 12 or 13, and I had never been spanked before. It was kind of like traumatizing. And I'm not kidding. It was kind of like traumatized. Like afterwards, I talked to my mom about it afterwards. Like I felt like she didn't love me, and if she loved me, like how could you hit me like that with a belt? Like and she told, we sat down and talked about it, but I told her I didn't like it, and she told me it hurted her more then it hurt more to do it to me
Why do
than
parents say that? My
it
dad
did.
get on my
I don't
nerves.
know because, but she said, "Do you know how?" She's like, "You know how embarrassed you made me that I know I did not raise you to talk to adults that way, and for you to talk to that teacher that way. That teacher don't have to do anything she doing to, that you the one
But
that
what
don't
did
have
the
an
teacher
education."
say to you though? So that's where I disagree at.
It
Cause
wasn't even what she said. I was a I was real
oh,
silly coming
okay.
up, and I was just being funny. But I knew that it was still wrong for me to play with a grown person that way because the way I was raised, I knew. See, back in the '60s and '70s, you didn't talk to grown people the way these kids talk to people now. You didn't get smart with a person. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
in the 80s,
And
absolutely
then
not.
my dad is biracial, so I have a white grandma. On my dad's side, I have a white grandmother and a black grandfather. So my mom didn't mean that when she said this thing. She was like, "You don't go and embarrass me out there in front of them white folks." You know, like your parents. I don't know if y'all parents ever said that coming up, and that's what
Mhm.
she said. Like, I didn't raise you no better than that. Like, you don't have no home training. You know what I'm saying? So I just never did it again, and it was just a experience for me that I didn't like. I didn't want to experience it again.
My youngest son, that was the worst the punishment. He used to cuss a lot, and it's not that we taught him, but hey, his mama cussed like a sailor, his grandma cussed like a sailor. His dad doesn't really curse, but I learned it. He learned, but he knew not to do it in school. So the teacher messed up one day in detention and gave him a dictionary, and that was the worst thing ever because now this boy done figure out words that he could get by without cursing to actually curse. So without cursing. So he slaughters people with his words and his dialect. He told one teacher her teaching style's not conducive to his learning style and they need to explore other options. So that's the stuff I have to deal with my youngest one. That's the one that tries me all the time. So
I ain't
yeah.
never had a child try me.
He has my
I wish
youngest
they
one.
might.
All my boys are entirely intelligent, but that last one he has the
I did too, but
intelligence.
I wish they would.
He has the type of intelligence. If was not steered in the right way, it could go really good or really, really
Yeah, that's just
bad.
like that one 10-year-old boy that was too smart that he hacked into the government's database. And he was
Well,
10 years old,
I
little
can't,
black
I
boy.
What?
can't. Well, I
Wow.
can't.
Yeah,
I
What?
I can't
yeah.
say nothing because when I was little, I hacked into the IRS database. I missed one firewall, and that's where I got the whooping of my life because the FBI showed up at my house. I was like 8 years old, and I missed one firewall, so and got caught.
All right, y'all, I'm out. Y'all have a good evening.
You too.
All
All
right.
right, Miss Laker. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take a
Yeah, open the
small
gun box.
intermission. Nurse P, thank you, thank you. If you want to
No
stick around and
problem.
go back in the chat or whatever, but
Yeah, I'm going back in the chat.
I'm gonna play some just some intermission music, and then when I come back, it's gonna be open panel, and y'all can come, bring the farm animals up here. Donald, I still want to see you. Hold on, y'all, hold on. right, y'all. We can continue on with the show, and it's open panel. So if anybody want to come up, y'all farm animals and all of that shit. Y'all can come on up and hang out, pop y'all shit. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? So anyway, I'm gonna drop the link in case any of you motherfuckers want to come up and hang out and shit, pop your shit and all that. Um, I see some shit going on in the chat. Um, so whoever want to come up and pop their shit, y'all can go off. I don't give a fuck. Erica, I don't know where the hell you at. I see that you must be somewhere. I mean, I don't know. You're not blocked, so I don't know. Y'all motherfuckers be tripping, man. I'm telling you. Um, Dang. Let me see. What? Hey, Juliana, how you doing? How you doing, man? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Um, yeah. So, anyways, I dropped the link. I thought Donald was gonna come up and stuff because I wanted to ask him a couple of questions and shit. You know what I mean? Um, because I know he's doing that slide. He's the slide gang and all of that shit. And I think that's excellent. What he's doing and shit. You know what I mean? Um. So yeah. So, y'all. I'm telling you, running these live streams, man. I'm telling you, it can be kind of draining sometimes. You know what I mean? Because you got to kind of stay on point. You got to keep everybody interested, and you got to just kind of do what you got to do and shit. You know what I mean? Um. So, not on my watch. What's going on with you, girl? What's going on with you? um. Anyway, I dropped the link. So if y'all want to come and get y'all shit off, y'all can. You know what I mean? You know, I want to try. I'm doing something a little bit different with my channel. I'm trying to have it where we can get into some discussions, and then once that's over, kind of take a short break, take a short intermission, and then come back and finish up the rest of the show and stuff like that. Have an open panel. That way everybody can come up and pop their own shit and stuff like that. Because sometimes I want some of my shit to be kind of positive too, and y'all see where I'm going with this. So I'm trying to cut it out. I'm trying to do an hour and then do an intermission and then kind of go back into the fuck shit. Y'all know. Hey, how are you? How are you? And for all you new people that's new to the channel, please subscribe, hit my like, y'all, hit my like. Yeah, I was hoping that somebody would come up and want to hang out and stuff, but you know what? If y'all don't, that's all right. That's all right, because your girl can keep on talking. Yeah, y'all already know me. You know what I mean? I'm never lost for words because that's just how I am. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I've been down these YouTube streets a long time, and I see a lot of shit that's going on and stuff like that. And I just know months, maybe a week or a month from now, you're gonna see a whole total different changes and shit. You know what I mean? People ain't gonna be speaking to each other. There's gonna be live streams up about this person that they used to be cool. You know what I mean? Or you might be down these YouTube streets and hear your name mentioned in somebody else's live stream, and you go in there and be like, well, damn, I didn't know this person had a problem with me. Why they throwing dirt on me like that? Why they throwing dirt on me like that? I'm telling you, you always got to sleep with one eye open when it comes to this YouTube thing, because people that you think that your associate will stab you right in the back. You know what I mean? Hey, King, what's going on? Um, I dropped the link, King. If you want to come up and let me know what's going on about your channel. I think we had that discussion before. You said you were getting your channel up. I didn't know how that's going. So if you want to just come up and let me know, how that's going and stuff like that, because I can direct some of the traffic. When you go live and shit, we could at least all go over and hang out with you. We do one of Donald's numbers slide. we do the sliding thing over there to your house. You know what I mean? So yeah. So anyway, y'all, like I said, this is This is open panel and stuff, so whoever want to come up, they can come up and hang out and stuff like that, you know. Um, but yeah, y'all, I'm telling you, the way these people, some of these people down these YouTube streets and stuff like that, they just, some of them are just getting a, like I said before, it's like, they kind of act like, this shit don't stink, and sometimes, and that's not right. It isn't. It's not right. I feel that everybody got room to grow and stuff like that. But you do got some people that do help. You know what I mean? Some people do help you, especially if you're a small fry. Especially if you're a small fry. But sometimes I'm gonna tell you that person helps you and bend over backwards and do whatever they do to get your channel popping, and then your channel start popping and stuff. Don't put that person down. When you get up to where halfway where they are, and now you want to start throwing dirt and all of this stuff, because I don't see that happen too. I don't see this, like, some of these big content creators, they help some of the smaller ones get on. They start popping, they shit start going up in numbers and views and all of that. Then they want to start throwing dirt. Why? Why you want to start throwing dirt? You should be like, you know what? Thank you. The same thing you did for me, I'm gonna do for the next person. I'm gonna do for the next person. You know what I mean? But over here, we're just so busy of trying to get ahead. We're knocking each other out of the box. You know what? I'm going here. I'm going live. I'm going live. I'm going live. I'm going live. You know what I mean? And the whole thing is that we all gonna have the same people, the same exact people. You ain't gonna get, like I said before, y'all. We ain't gonna get nobody very, very important and shit. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. Not over her. Not over her. DJ, what's going on with you? I don't know what's going on with DJ. He just be all over the place too. He should, I don't know. I don't know. But I just knew that DJ, he probably would have been monetized and stuff, but sometimes I guess you get caught up in these YouTube streets and stuff, and sometimes you know people don't want to. Sometimes people don't even want to see you do good. You know what I mean? Sometimes they don't. They don't want to see you do good. They want to knock you down. They want to hold you down because they down. You know what I mean? They're down, and if they're not growing, they don't want you to grow either. You know what I mean? It's messed up. It's true. Hey, King, what's going on?
Going on? What's happening?
Oh, nothing. I'm just talking about some of the topics and stuff that I'm glad that I did get a chance to cover, because we had a good show last night, and then I came on earlier this morning and stuff, and I really wanted to recap, but then things just kind of went left, and I just let everybody rock out. So then I put something else up, and then I kind of started covering that a little bit, and then we went into a little bit of the recap from last night when we were talking about the child and stuff like that, and the discipline and all of that stuff, and how some people don't hit their kids. They basically talk to them, and some people do. You know what I mean? Some people got
Yeah.
whoopings when they were small. Some people didn't. Some people, parents just talk to them and stuff like that. And I guess it worked for them and stuff, but and some it didn't. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah,
So we
most
were
of the
talking
people
about
that
that.
didn't yeah, most of the people that didn't get in the women's when they growing up, they on social media.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. You know what I mean? And in that sense, it's like the chickens have come home to roost, and you know what that means. That's just
Yeah.
like whatever goes around comes around, and that's what this on this YouTube streets and stuff. You put some shit up about me, and don't think that I'm not coming back at you. And then when I do come back at you, then don't get in your feelings and stuff like that, because hey, that's just what it is. And I believe that some people, I'm not saying all, but I believe that some people did not even want to dox a person. But when they found out that they were doxed, then they went on ahead and doxed that person. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
That's what I think. You know what I mean? Because I don't know who was actually the first person that came up with the doxing. It's like they started a chain reaction that went all over YouTube. You know what I mean? And then once they do it and they dox you, I mean, what is it for? What are you gaining out of it? What besides views and stuff like that? That's how a lot of these motherfuckers got their channels started, and that's how a lot of motherfuckers' channels grew. They grew their channel off of somebody else's shit. They didn't grow it off of theirs. They grew it off of somebody else's shit. Whether it's getting doxxed, whether it's talking about a person, and they moved the crowd over there to where they're at. That was it. You know what I mean? Most of these
Yeah.
motherfuckers get
Speaking of roosting, you know they fit to teach these kids some new curriculum in school September.
no. Uh-uh.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, they because I've been telling people since 2019 when they was just talking about it. I knew it was gonna happen anyway, so I was already telling people that they already did it. They really didn't, but they was already talking about it, and it wasn't a lot of backlash from it. So I knew it was gonna be the next thing on the agenda. Yeah, they back then they added the two new letters to their little alphabet crew, Rainbow people.
What?
Yeah, they added a P in the end, pedophilia and necrophilia.
Oh wow.
So so people want to mess with animals. They gonna be the necrophilia people, and of course
Okay.
the people with the P, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
They basically ain't gonna be stopped no more. And I knew it was gonna be, you know what I'm saying, soon because I've been watching a lot of news. I've been seeing a lot of them clowns getting probation and beating the charges and shit. I'm like, oh man, this is gonna get crazy.
You talking about the
Mhm.
pedophiles?
Yes, they could be teaching your kids that it's okay to.
What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute, King. You're just going to spit it out.
Yeah, because you know what I mean. Because you know what got the marriage between them people started was the you love who you love crap. So that's what they all been using. So now all the chomos out there, they finna get real comfortable. They finna be pulling up to your local schools, sitting in the
Oh
parking
my
lot,
God.
checking it out now.
What? Wow.
And
And
if you
when
say something,
is this happening now, or is this supposed to be taking effect
yeah,
soon?
this is already it's already happening. They finna teach them the pedophilia curriculum in school when September starts.
Hmm. And
I
what
mean,
did the
'cause
parents say? Because the parents, they have that parents teacher
they don't
conference
even
and stuff.
yeah, these people they don't even know. Most of the people, because they don't care. They don't care about them opening up them little pieces of mail that come from the school because they think it ain't nothing.
Yeah,
They don't
that's
read
true.
none of that stuff.
That's true. And they probably
And
just put that aside and be like, oh, whatever.
yeah,
I ain't got no time.
they
I ain't got no time to be down there
yeah,
to
they just
down
too
there.
relaxed and they don't be diving into what these big words mean. They kids be coming home talking to them about. And of course, when kids try to start a conversation with their parents when they come home from school, get out of my face right now. I'm trying to do with the room. I'm trying to get some sleep. I'm trying to cook. I'm trying to clean. And they don't
Mm-hmm.
get a chance to really sit down and chop it up and ask them like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? What is they
He said
teaching you?
he said, I hope he's joking.
No, no joke. It's happening September.
Wow.
Get ready. Either prepare or put your kids through homeschool.
Wow.
I mean, I would prefer homeschool anyway.
But
I've been
that's
telling
not
people
I
that.
mean, is that all schools?
Yeah, it's an indoctrination agenda. I mean, because you see, they got rainbows on everything.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff, you know what I'm saying? They
Well,
be
I mean, I
and
see that on TV. I see that they just really just done took over.
yeah, and that's why it's always televised now.
Yeah, I see what's I listen. I see what's happening. I'm like, really?
Yeah, because I've
And
been, you know,
I'm gonna
I've
tell
been
you,
real.
some of these guys are using the rainbow emojis too. They are. I'm just keeping it real with you. A lot of them are using it, you know.
Yeah, I've been, yeah,
And
I've
then
been,
I
yeah,
heard too, and then I heard too. I don't know if this is true though, but I heard that a lot of those allegedly some of those rappers, because they have nothing but men entourages, that they be going in on each other too.
oh man,
That's what I heard. Allegedly, because you don't never see them on the road with women. You always see them with men, nothing but all men.
well, you know, the
That's what I
rapper,
heard. But
yeah, you
then
know,
did you
people,
hear allegedly? Did you hear who got kissed in the mouth allegedly?
ah man,
You heard about it, right?
all of them do that. That's what they do. They got to take
Yeah,
a
they were
dive.
on stage. I forgot who was on stage. Somebody, and I think it was uh uh Diddy allegedly got kissed in the mouth by
Oh, oh yeah, that nigga, he old with that stuff, man. That's old news.
I
That
was
was one
like,
of the, that was one of the first things I ever heard about him.
wow. I just heard about it the other day. I'm like, are you serious? They say kissed him right in the mouth.
And I think it was Ja Rule making fun of him. He was like, yeah, he was like, y'all go see Bentley Farnsworth running out there with the umbrella holding it for him in broad daylight while it's hot outside.
He's still holding that umbrella.
I don't know, but
I remember him. I do remember him because he had all different color umbrellas and stuff with the little bow ties.
yeah, I
Right?
believe it was. Yeah, I believe it was Charlie Baltimore and Little Kim. They was the first ones that got cut from Bad Boys because they slid up on him. They tried to confront him about that,
Oh,
and they got
wow.
cut. Yeah, they got cut. Remember?
Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's something.
Yeah, the
Mm.
nigga. Yeah, I guess yeah, he just said fuck it. You know what I'm saying? He stepped on out there with that producer dude. What's his name? Lee
Oh,
Daniels.
but he got his own. But he got his own. He got his own show now, though, right?
Yeah, you know they doing that stuff. You know what I'm saying, to stay famous.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. So
But
what
that
is
stuff
going
always.
on? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that stuff always hurt them in the long run because they try to put together good businesses. You know what I'm saying, and they try to employ people, but you know what I'm saying, people be bagging out and not wanting to be around, and some of their businesses fail behind it.
What is going on with your channel? I mean, are you still gonna go live soon, or what's going on?
Yeah, if they don't send me, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they don't send me my 6-digit code anytime this month, I'm most definitely gonna be rocking in July.
Oh, you waiting on your Google code?
Yeah, I keep doing it, and they keep saying they sent me the code, but
Because they
I
probably
go through
did.
my
You have a bank account?
nuh.
Well, that's what they waiting on you to get.
You gotta have a bank account.
Heck yeah, man. They want you to have. I tried to get mine. I tried to get mine in paper check. They was like, nah. You gotta get an account. And then with those six numbers that's in your Google, the paper that they send you in the mail that's got those six private numbers. Those are those same numbers that you put into your information on YouTube. That way,
Ah,
that YouTube can, that paper there will transfer everything, to your bank and stuff like that, and you'll see it. You'll see it in your Google account, your account number through your bank and all of that. And then YouTube put in $1 just to make sure that it's legit. And then after they put in that $1, you look again maybe a day later or something, and then all your money will fall in there. So that's what they'll do.
Ah,
So yeah, because
yeah,
I tried to
they
get
wanna
it. I
take the
tried to get it
people's
that way.
money.
Yeah, I try to get it that way because I'm like, I want, I want a paper, check. I want, I want a check mailed to my house, but they said no. Nope, you got to use an account. I thought I could have got could have got it on my Cash App, but no. Maybe, it's different with other people, but they wanted me to get an account. So that's what I had to do. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I ain't
But
never like dealing with no
maybe
bank.
others they didn't have it like that. They didn't have to have it like that. What'd you say? You said tell Miss Brown to look. Okay, look at me. Tell Miss Brown to unblock me. Eve, I didn't even know that was you last night. If that was you, you was talking plenty of big shit. I didn't like that. I thought you was a troll. I thought you was a troll. I didn't know. That was you talking that shit. You may have to come up here. We may have to talk about it. I'll drop the
All,
link.
all these good people in here. Who's that? Eve, not on my watch.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Look at
yeah.
me.
They always
Look at
come.
me now.
They
Look at my
come. They
nigga
come over.
Mafia Mac. What up? All right,
Yeah, who?
Patrick Shaw. What up?
Oh
DJ
yeah. They come
Jillian.
over. They come over and they hang out and they support. We you know what? We support each other. I mean, yes, we might fight, we may fuss and all that other stuff, but we've known each other for a while, just like you, King. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it is. But sometimes you get tired of dragging the same old people. What I mean? It's like, okay, here we go again. All right, now I gotta drag you. How many times? I done dragged you how many times? 2, 3 times. And people get tired of that. People be like, we need something new. you know, a challenge or something like that. But you dragging the same people and you up on panel and you arguing with the same people day in and day out, day in and day out. It's like, okay, here we go again. Here we go again. You know what I mean?
Nurse P. What up? My nigga Bimp Low. What it is, cuz?
Yeah, I like Nurse P. What did she say? I was talking to look at me. Oh, okay. Well, if you want to come up, Eve, if you want to come up, you can. I know some the conversation that I had last night. Maybe some people just they didn't agree with what I was saying, but hey, that's my opinion. Everybody have their own opinion. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna hold nobody against their own opinion. Their opinion is theirs, just like mine is mine, and King yours is yours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can all agree to disagree, but that's just the way it is. That's just how I see these crazy YouTube streets. And you already know this thing is getting crazier. Hey girl, what's going on?
Hey, Miss Patricia. I figured, how are you doing today?
I'm good, girl.
How you doing, KOK?
I'm good. How you doing?
Pretty good. How's everybody in the chat? I hope everybody's doing fantastic.
Girl, they always fighting. They always fighting.
No, I assume that you probably thought I was talking about you when I was going back and forth in the chat, saying the things that I was saying. No, that was me and Look at Me Now, that were going back and forth last night. That's why I asked Look at Me Now to ask you to let me in because you blocked me from your chat last
Yeah,
night.
because I thought you was a troll. Because you remember, I didn't know that. I mean, other people probably have. I said no. I said I don't think that's you. I said I think that's a troll. That's why I said,
But I wasn't trolling you, but
girl, I'm glad.
I was saying some things, in retrospect of what you were talking. Yeah, but I didn't say anything to disrespect you. I was talking to my troll. And shout out to my troll. Me and my troll had a wonderful breakthrough today over at DJ's Live. And we just came with one accord. I gained to understand what that troll is. So
Mhm.
I amassed a greater understanding of my troll. Shout out to my troll.
Well,
Shout out to,
like I welcome all trolls here. I do. But I've always said, I said, listen, I welcome trolls over here because I believe, trolls bring other trolls, they help your channel. But my thing is that once you start getting disrespectful to me and start
Mhm.
saying shit out your mouth, then it's time to go. But
Yeah, no, no,
you
ma'am. I would never talk to you like that, Miss Patricia. You
I know
never.
that's what I'm like. I don't think this is. I said no. I said I don't know. I said I don't think this. Or that's why I said, well, you know what?
No, we were having a war down there in your chat yesterday, and you probably perceived me to be talking about you, but it wasn't. It wasn't me talking about you, and I got blocked from your chat.
Oh, okay, okay,
It made me
okay.
feel some type of way, Miss Patricia. I'm
Well,
not
you know
gonna
what?
lie.
I didn't know because I'm like, is she talking? She saying that about? Wait a minute. I said, no, no, no. She can't be
No,
saying.
I would never talk to you like that, Miss
And then
Patricia.
I
Just
was
imagine.
battling, with Trey because we were just having that deep discussion because
Mhm,
I'm like, wait a minute,
mhm,
he's like, no, Miss Patricia. I mean, I understand that, sometimes there's going to be people that don't get along with other
mhm.
people and stuff like that. But I was just saying,
No,
I just try to chill.
my thing was with that though, Miss Patricia, and everybody else that didn't understand, um, is that this has been a person. We don't need to get into deep about this individual, but it's no secret about how this person has been, when it comes to holding wrenches and how she behaves with them and the
Oh
potential
yeah,
that
I already know her.
and the potential that she has with them. And so we make the argument she's not a bad person. She's funny as shit. She brings a lot. She's extremely talented. But when
Very,
it comes to
very so.
holding
Yes, yes,
when it
yes,
comes to holding wrenches, she's dangerous with it. And so
yes, yes.
wrenches are something to be earned, especially if you're just not a person that's giving wrenches out on your channel. Like myself, Donald, DJ, we give wrenches out. So it's like we don't have to worry about who's going to be an op on. That we don't have to worry about that.
Right, right.
So this was the argument that we were trying to make. It was nothing to take a shot at her character or anything like that, but it's like, come on, we don't want to take anybody down that's really trying to build themselves up, and on the grounds that you may have personal feelings towards someone, and we have to just say something about it. I don't think there was anything wrong with that. Saying something, it can be preventative. You know what I'm saying? And that
Hmm.
was the argument that we were trying to convey yesterday, but it just seemed like it was just falling on the wayside. And
Well,
and I
I just know one thing. I just know that
Mhm.
I just know that I've dealt with Erica, for many
Yeah,
many times. We all have. But my
right.
thing is that I know one thing: she can't get no wrench, not over here. Even if I did, have mods and stuff, because I know what her intentions aren't good at all.
Yeah, and that's just what we were just trying to argue last night. It's like you have to treat her like a child. Like, nah, you better not let her sleep in the bed with you, because if you let her sleep in the bed with you, she gonna pee in the bed. She
Right?
gonna pee in
You
the bed.
already know.
Everybody know you know it's
Right,
the same
but she
thing.
says it though, right? And she says it.
You,
She's like, "Give me
Uh,
a
you don't
wrench, give me a
you
wrench,
don't
give
want
me a wrench."
yeah, you don't want Erica to sleep in the bed with you because you know she's gonna pee in the bed.
Right,
That that's the same analogy with this. I'm
oh
not
yeah,
sleeping in the bed with Erica because I know I'm going to wake up with a pool full of piss all on my neck and back. I
yep,
don't want that.
right, right,
That is
exactly.
that is what we were trying to convey. Anything else outside of that was not my argument. It was just me stating concrete facts, not getting in dwelling into her whatever her life was, anything like that. It was just her character on here, and that's my only argument. I don't care about what you got going on out there. I only care about what you do on here. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
And
exactly.
that's never my business of what you have going on outside of this app. Never.
Right. And see, and that's why
I
I say
agree.
no, no, can't there ain't no I would never give her a mod stick. No, because I already know what she gonna do. She already said, she's like, I'm not
Hmm.
gonna be a child. Oh no, you're not on my shit. No, that ain't
Hmm.
happening.
Yeah, I just know on here that a lot of people they don't take all this time all this effort, building these channels, getting these relationships with people, just for a rogue mod to come along and just take that in one fell swoop.
But
It
you
takes a
know you
lot.
can't really trust nobody. You can't
It
trust
takes a
nobody
lot.
on here.
And Miss Patricia, you of all people know that.
Right, you
So
can't.
when we were raising this argument last night, I guess, and specifically in my defense, you just weren't trying to hear that. And I'll never disrespect you, Miss Patricia. You've never done anything to me. And even if you did, I would never get out of line with you like that. That's just not even my caliber.
No, no,
But
no.
yeah,
I was you talking about what we was talking about we was talking about Erica and her son, or going
I
back
don't
that
know
way.
I don't know about that. I just came up here and said told certain people to take her wrench. I only spoke about what she had going on this site. I don't care about anything else that she has going on off this site. That's not my business.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm
I
not
already know this is a no mods channel, so I already knew
right.
she wasn't gonna get one over here. So,
Yes, ma'am. But
so
we were raising
you
an
know what I'm
argument
saying?
with that though, Miss Patricia.
Huh?
We were raising an argument about her
Right, I know you
carrying
told. I
everything.
mean, that was y'all. I remember you said
Yes, ma'am.
you was telling right. You was telling SSI and everything else. You wasn't. SSI decided that's what he was gonna do. That's what he
Mm-hmm.
was gonna do. That's his channel.
Okay.
He can do whatever he wants. But
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, that was y'all. I mean, I was like, okay, well, she ain't getting no wrench over there. She ain't getting no wrench. But I know eventually, some of these live streams they gonna start closing down her, and then that's probably when she's gonna have to start leaving and going, probably venturing out, because if she's not welcome, she's not welcome over where you at. She's not welcome over where well, she probably welcome over where, well, I don't even know. Is
She's
she
still
welcome over
welcome where
down
I'm
back?
at, Mr. Push. I don't have any problem with her to where she can't be welcome over my chat. She just can't hold a wrench anymore over at my chat.
Did she have
Just
one over there?
yes, ma'am. She did. She
What did
did.
she do? What did she do, girl?
She didn't do anything. She didn't do anything. But I'm just seeing how she's moving. I've seen the multitude of people that she has moved along in these chats with that she's had wrenches at, and I've seen her behavior with them wrenches. That a wrench is a powerful thing, and it's not really nothing. But if you're really trying to build your brand, it is something. So it's not for nothing, really. And I know with her, she used to be careful about who she held as mods over there in her channel. So it's like you have to just think logically about things. It's not a personal attack on her, because I don't know you outside of this, but for what you conduct yourself on here, and I don't care to know what you have going on, nor will I speak on it. That's not my business. um
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that. That's uncouth. But I will say this, and I don't make any qualms. I'm not running the play. I'm not doing anything like that. If I said it out loud, I said it out loud. If I said it once, I can definitely say it twice. That she does not need to hold a ranch, on channels,
Yeah,
because
nobody's chat. No,
she abuse it,
nobody's
and
chat.
nobody's
I
channel.
I agree. I agree with that. So let me ask you something, Eve, and
Yes,
please
ma'am.
be honest. What do
Yes,
you
ma'am.
think about all this stuff going on in these YouTube streets? I need to hear it from you.
Well, Miss Patricia, I have to be honest. I haven't been in this sector for some time. It's just been like a week that I've been back and immersed in things, but
Mm-hmm.
still, I'm not really privy to everything that's going on, so I can't really make an assessment about what's going on. I can't. That's me. That's honestly speaking.
Okay.
Um, but I can't tell, like, it's the same things right back like I never left. It's the same
Okay.
thing.
That's what I was getting at. Has it
Yeah.
has it cleaned up any since you've been gone, or just still the same way, or even nastier or messier?
Mm, I think that over the course of time, we're working on 2 years now. It's only gotten worse and not better. It
Right.
used to be a time where it was fun, it was clean, and you can
Right.
live to scratch another day. But people are taking this way too serious, and it's just getting out of control.
Right,
Um,
right. Because
and,
I
and
remember, like, at one time, it was more like, you'd be like, I'm going live, and be excited about it and stuff. But lately, with all of this stuff going on and this and that, it's like, dang, it's like, all right, well, I know I gotta go live because I am monetized and I want to get a few dollars. Okay, let me just go ahead and do it. It's like it's just kind of. I don't know. It just seemed like it just YouTube has just changed so much that it's
Mm-hmm.
really not all that fun like it used to be.
I definitely agree. And sometimes you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk
Right.
away, know when to run, like Kenny Rogers said. And that's exactly what I did. I took a page out of his book. And when you come back in, you come back in, and that's just what it is. Sometimes, I come here to troll. I'm not here to learn anything. I'm not here to do anything. There's other places that I can go to be fulfilled in those aspects. But nevertheless, I started here, and I still, have a level of care and for where I started at. But and so it's just only evident that you'll once in a while pop in and just see what's going on.
Right, but it's amazing how I know you were gone for a while because I mean I didn't see you down these YouTube streets and when you left it was kind of crazy and messy and you come back it's the same thing, probably
Yes,
even
ma'am.
worse. It's
Yes,
like,
ma'am.
will it ever change? Will it ever clean up? Me myself, I don't think so, and I think it's due to a lot of these people coming up with pages every day. They popping up with new houses every single day, like every
Mhm.
minute. You know what I mean?
Well, in their defense, Miss Patricia, once we merged from the Mode 3 sector, it started to manifest into the troll sector. And with that, you're going to get that. Everybody is entitled to create a page. How and
Hmm.
what they do with their page is upon them. Who decides to follow those people is upon them. And so it's up to us whether or not we want to stick around or not.
Right.
And they can make this become wherever they want to
Hmm.
become of it. We don't have to
Right.
stick around for it. That's why I decided to bow out because hey, listen, this is not my type of speed. I'm leaving this up to the kiddos. But I'll come in every once in a while and just show my face and stuff. But I don't think anything different of anybody, and it's just gonna be what it is. People are gonna talk stuff, and that's it's just the name of the game. You
Right.
get out of here. You don't have to be here. Nobody has to be here, and that's
Right.
just what it is.
But the
It's
thing, the
unfortunate that
thing
it's
is,
turned. It's
yeah,
unfortunate that it's turned into what it is, what it's become.
right, right,
Um, but that's what it is. And
right.
that's what it is. And I will say this though. Let me respond to Dallas Superstar. Why you be always retracting? Shout out to Dallas Superstar. I know for a fact I was part of the Mo 3 sector. Big Pressure was part of the Mo 3 sector. Polar, Max, um, God dang it, Honey Love, Coco, Polar, Donald, George, Candy. There's so many people. Timbo, Triggerman, even though I never even dealt with him.
Right. I came from
Skull,
I came from the Timbo, and then I moved
Skull,
over to Polar.
MHB, um, Josh. There's so many people. If I forgot anybody, I'm sorry. I'm just naming off things, but that's just saying here that how can one say that they didn't come from the Mo 3 sector?
Yeah, but
Um, we
why would someone say that?
but
See,
that
that's the
somebody
thing.
said
It's
that
the
in the
Mo
comment
three.
section,
So
and
what about the beef sector?
but we're not going to talk about that right now. I'm responding to somebody and what they said about who and what is not from the Mo 3 sector. But I know for a fact that the person I came by way of, I was a bipartisan
Yeah.
of, was doing war in Dallas, was doing war in 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 uh
Right. Okay.
in Baton
Yeah.
Rouge, was
Yeah.
doing war and everything. He was one of the first that came out with the war in Dallas and everything. So I know I'm a bipartisan of that. So to say that we're not a part of the Mo 3 sector would be a complete fallacy. Especially when that person that I am a bipartisan of was one of the fixtures of the Mo 3 sector. So respectfully, I would have to disagree with you on that. Okay.
Oh,
Um, I'm
okay.
not saying anything disrespectful for you to make that comment.
Who you
So
talking
that's
about?
good.
Big pressure?
Nah, this person said you gonna pee off that sangria, Eve, on God. Peace and blessings to you, baby. Um, I didn't
No,
know that
damn
you were right here
superstar.
seeing what I do in my day to day. Let me know. I didn't know. But let me know. But you
Wow.
troll on though, Dallas. But anyway, just like I said, that's just, when we hear big pressure, when you know, and it's nothing to have to be able to prove anything to. When you just know. Big pressure said, I've been saying that, Eve, but everybody, I was killing the fun because I don't like to see the family feud. You know, when you get to a point where people, it comes to where this one there's one person, right, that's really just dominating things
Mhm.
for the time that they're doing it, and then there's some other people that may come along that is just as great as you, and then that becomes problematic. Instead of people working together and just
Right.
being able to really just take things head on and really just kill it, make money together, because that's the name of the game, initially. um People decide to divide. It's unfortunate, but that's just the name of the game. So we have things like this that come along. People that were a huge fixture aren't that anymore. It's hard to see, but really not, if because I don't really too much care about this like that, but I hate to see what this has become, because I know it had the potential to be something greater. And so with that, it just is what it is. Do what you do. If this is turned upside down into something completely, different than we expected, we always have a choice. We always have a choice. And if they deem this the troll sector now, they deem this the can't talk too much sector, they deem this the flawless gang sector, if they deem this the DJ fuck you sue me sector, and that's just what it is. I don't.
Mm.
There's nothing. I don't hold anything to this. This is nothing personal to my heart. I mean, I'll come here and be along for the entertainment of it all. It's nothing personal with me. It shouldn't be anything personal with anyone, regardless if you are a panel holder or not.
Right. You're right.
Just be along for the ride, and it just baffles me to see some of the things that I do see on here that doesn't even necessarily need to happen, because it's not real. It's not real.
Right. Exactly. But my thing is that some
Hmm.
people, I don't know. I think just some people just go so too far with, you know, with bringing, personal stuff inside of YouTube. You know.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that with everyone, you get comfortable with people on here because you think that you have gauged and gained a level of trust with people that perhaps is fantastical. And so
It's
with
a
that,
setup, Eve.
the
It's a
first minute,
setup.
the
It's a
first minute.
setup. I don't seen it too many times. It's a setup because the minute you say something or something
Mm-hmm.
like that, that person's gonna be they you never know. They're gonna be recording you or they're
Right.
gonna be doing something. And you know what? You better watch what you say because the minute you fall out with that person, I don't seen it too many times. You
Mm-hmm.
you know what? You're gonna be your shit is gonna be exposed. You know what I mean? So it's hard to even trust, you know. And like I said, I don't have any friends on YouTube. I call them my associates because
Mm-hmm.
I socialize when I come on YouTube because you know everybody's trying to get ahead and stuff like that. And I know
Mm-hmm.
that people are gonna, they are gonna be wanting to, to talk and this and that. But then you also gotta know, you gotta watch what you say because you
Mm-hmm.
just never know when that person might come and try to, stab you in the back or something like
Mm.
that and expose all your shit.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, 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 ma'am. But you know what? It's just initial reaction to, gain a level of trust and be around people for a certain time, on a place where you develop a rapport with people to where you feel comfortable enough to start disclosing things with people. And it's not the fault of yours if that person goes and takes your personal business and puts it out there, because it's the flaw of that person. Because I entrusted you enough to
Mhm.
tell you these things because I thought we were better than that.
Right.
But
Right.
all things, but you still have to move with precaution. But um, nevertheless, if you expose anything about what I've said to you on here, it just really shows who you are as a person. It shows your character and your character flaw. It's not on you
Right.
because it doesn't say that you have a poor taste in character, poor taste in judgment. It's just that you spend a lot of time with people on here. You converse behind the scenes, and this person is showing himself to be this way, but unfortunately, it turns out to be different. Um, you still have to move with precaution on here, but
Right.
if you
Exactly.
if you do that, it's like it's not the fault of yours. Like, don't beat yourself up because you trust
Right.
somebody on here.
Right. See, I say that. I say that is because me and Envy, we don't fell out.
Mm-hmm.
And and because we fell out, he was
Mm-hmm.
threatening to show my email
Mm,
and all of that. And I told him, I said, listen, I don't want people to know my damn email, because he talking about, I will show you all the emails that me and Miss Brown. I said, wait a minute. I said,
mm,
you want to use me for your content? I said, that's some fucked up shit. I said, if you show my email address, I said, I'm coming after your channel. I'm gonna strike the fuck out your channel. You know what I mean? And that was that last week sometime. And
mm-hmm.
I just know that, you know what, I can't trust him either.
Mm. Um, well, that's unfortunate, but I did hear you say that he did ask you if he could show the email,
I
right?
told him no.
Okay,
I
and
told
so
him
he
straight out. I
and
said,
he,
you do it and I'm striking your channel.
but he didn't proceed to show the email after
He was
you.
going to. He was. I guess he thought about it. He was going to, but he was like, can I show? I said, no. If you do, I'm striking your channel. But just for him to do that, to me, it's like, damn, you gonna be nasty like that. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember when you first started your channel, I was the one that was in there. When you
Mm-hmm.
only had 3 and 4 people, I was sitting up in there with you every night when you went live. I was telling people from my chat to come over there, to go over there and hang out with you. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I just can't
Yeah.
trust him.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to see that because I know that you have been an avid supporter of his for a while. You helped him even you help his channel, grow to a degree, and I hate to see it. I hate to see it because none of this is real. It's just something that's YouTube. If you have the ability to network and do things outside of yourself, then do that. Um, I really appreciate relationships that still flourish in this sector, and I see it. I'm not going to call names, but I like to see it that there are some flourishing relationships like that still hold the test of time. So it can happen. It can be done. It's just up to the people to want to do that. So, Big Precious
You
said,
absolutely, you're right. You're right.
Big Pressure said the sector grew and changed so fast from having fun every day to feuding every day. Now I watch only because I genuinely care about the people that we share great memories with. And Big Pressure, that's exactly the message that I was trying to convey earlier too. I only come over here because it's like it's still a place of home, but I get in and I get out. It's not fun anymore. It's not what it used to be. We used to have great times. The memories that we did share in here, we relish in that for sure. But we also have to keep in mind that it's not the same. You want to see what has become of our sector in the meantime, but
too.
it's what
I
it
don't
is.
see anything change. I think it's just
Yeah.
gonna get crazier and crazier. That's
Well,
what it
that
is.
doesn't mean that you change with Miss Patricia. It's just like
Right.
you have the potential to be influential in whatever capacity that may be. You
Mm-hmm.
can do what you do because I recall you starting out. You had a strong gospel base when you started your channel. You used to do a lot of things that were spiritually based. I'm going to say that. I'm not going to say gospel, but just more
Mm-hmm.
spiritually realm.
Right. 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 Mm-hmm.
And then over time it started to gradually change into what your channel has become, and that's
Right, because the
okay.
more I got into these YouTube streets and the,
Hmm.
the more I started running, the more I started running with the devils, I
Hmm.
started becoming the devils.
Mm.
I'm
And
just
one
telling
of
you
the
the
things
truth.
I say, if you hang around poop long enough, you start to stink, right?
Oh hell yeah. That's just like if you
Mhm.
hang around the barbershop, eventually you're gonna get that haircut. You
Mhm.
know what I'm talking about, Eve. So listen,
Absolutely.
you know
Yeah.
what? So Eve, I want to thank you. I'm a play it because it's my 2 hour mark. So
Okay.
I'm a
Yeah.
play a little bit music, come back and close out the show. But thank you so much, girl.
You're welcome. Thank you, Miss Patricia. Unblock me from my main page,
I'll
please.
do that tonight. I'll do that tonight. Soon
Okay.
as it's over.
Salute to you,
Okay.
Miss Patricia, and everybody in
Yep.
the chat, and it's in the bushes. Good night.
All right, everybody, the show is over. I want to thank my Bizer Kings, my Bizer Queens, and my Bizer Honeys. And everybody, please tell your family, tell your friends to hang out with me, hit my likey like and all of that, because y'all never know when I might come back or whatever, whatever. But I've been plugging away at these videos, so I've been pretty persistent, just kind of bringing y'all some more content, you know what I mean? So anyway, y'all, I love you guys. I want to thank my guests for hanging out with me on the panel. Patrick, thank you so much for that super kiss or that super chat or whatever. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And please, y'all keep your notifications on because you just never know when that might be on. Okay, so keep your notifications on. All right.